Alright folks, just a formality at this point. Let's do a quick recap on the TS-60 Special Tier 9 American Tank Destroyer now can be gotten for tokens in the Battle Pass store. So this vehicle will cost you 28 tokens. It will go into the second season of Battle Pass for this year. Once you finish it, you'll have 30 tokens as a free-to-play player. So enough for this vehicle, or the 20 tokens for TT-130M, the Czech rocket boosting heavy tank at tier 9, but on paper, the stats for this vehicle is better than the Czech heavy tank. So has lots of DPM, decent enough hull armor and turret armor, but it's like a Chrysler K without 20 horsepower per ton ratio, and not a fully traversable turret, but bigger gun and lots of DPM. So funny enough, they actually nerfed the DPM on this vehicle from 3,300 to now 3,000. Yep, 3,000 or so. They nerfed the DPM but buffed the accuracy. They nerfed the horsepower per ton ratio but buffed the camo and health on this vehicle. So there are a few changes, but it still has the same armor, still has the limiting traversable turret, so cannot fully traverse to the back, but plays like a VK-4502 POSB, but or like the VK-72 or Panzerkampfwagen 7 or the Chrysler K for that matter, but it is a special tank, not a premium. Infinite large repair kit, yada yada yada. It has a 120 compared to the 105 on the Chrysler K, but crew of 5 fits all the E3s and E4s of tank destroyers. So overall, the gun is rather decent, very quick to aim, decent enough gun depression, 136 degrees per side, so it is like a T-28 prototype, but cannot fully traverse the turret into the back. Also, turret traverse speed is not the quickest, it's more like a heavy tank gun or so penetration is only average for a tier 9 tank destroyer. Sometimes they go up to 280 or 300 at this point, but 400 alpha damage, it's like a heavy tank, lots of DPM, so not as much as a tortoise, but okay enough. So here is the dispersion on this vehicle. It is surprisingly slightly better than a tortoise, but tortoise has a lot more reliable of an armor than this vehicle. But compare this to like a Polish tank destroyer, not as good compared to a Doom Turtle? Oh, not as good as a Doom Turtle while shooting while moving, so surprising. It is about the same as a tortoise in dispersion while moving and traversing, so close range fighting for a tank destroyer, but yeah, they nerfed the DPM 300 or 400 less DPM compared to originally, but originally has better dispersion while moving as well. Not as good base accuracy at 0.4 compared to 0.38, so slight tinkering of the gun, but the main downside to this gun that I noticed is only 40 rounds of the 120mm, so potential damage is not really that crazy. I mean, compare this to the tortoise. Yeah, tortoise has 4,000 more DPM potential damage, carries 10 more rounds. So spam too much with this gun and you'll run out of shells, right? It is not as bad as some of the heavy tanks, but I don't know. Compare this to a, let's say, 120 on, that's a 105, that doesn't count. That's a 120. Is it 127? Oh no, it's a 120. Yeah, DPM is better, but potential damage is lower, so you might struggle. Hey, it carries more ammo than the TL-7. Whoopee. That vehicle sucks. TL-7 sucks, so don't spam too much on this vehicle. But armor wise, they buffed the health. Originally has 1700 health, now has 200 more. It's the same armor, 120 at the hull front and 300 at the turret front. Cupola is still the weak spot. It is not as thick as the Russian server version that we covered. The Russian server has like 140, 150 on the upper plate, so upper plate will bounce a few tier 8s or maybe tier 9 medium tank guns, but not really that reliable. It's all about the turret. You have a 𝗕𝗣 weak spot at 75, and top of the roof is only 40, so large caliber guns will overmatch and go through the roof. Lower plate, about 200, so you could side scrape, but the support for the turret ring is still weak spot, like with the 𝗕𝗣𝟮𝟬𝟮 7 or the 𝗕𝗣�72, so that is the main weak spot. It is a bulge from the sides. It is a V shape on the bottom, so don't shoot the tracks. Shoot a little bit above it, but 80mm at the hull sides. Okay enough for side scraping for a rear mounted turret, but there are still few weak strips of armor on the side. Very weaky. Oh, not that great. So mostly hull down. We go about the turret, throw off the shots to the 𝗕𝗣 and turret roof, but more of a mid-range of a tank destroyer compared to the close range for the tortoise. Health has been buffed, which is nice, but yeah, 1900 health compared to 1700. Originally, camo is more that of a fat medium tank, and surprisingly, they buffed the camo to 18.2%, which is crazy for such a heavy tank-esque of a chassis, but alright, fine, whatever, I guess. Horsepower per ton ratio is 14.55. Originally, it was about 15.5, so slightly slower to rev. Same top speed, same reverse speed, weighs about 55 tons. Hull traverse, yeah, heavy tank or so, but at least a little bit better than the turret traverse. Terrain resistance, kind of crap for soft, but as expected. So same terrain resistance, but less engine power. Yeah, definitely less horsepower per ton ratio. Same traverse though, but effective traverse goes down for soft. Yep, so about 1 horsepower per ton ratio less. But like I said, better camo surprisingly. You could actually somewhat snipe if you mount the improved aiming on this vehicle. So what the hell did they give it so much better camo, surprisingly? It is a heavy tank chassis practically, but alright. 380 meters of view range. Could be better, like 390, so somewhat deficient. But the main downside to this vehicle is obviously 40 rounds of 120. That might be a problem, especially with a rapid firing 120, right? So spam too much might become an issue. But other than that, it's not Chrysler K. It's not as fast, not nearly. But for a token tank in the Battle Pass store, it's alright. Some of the vehicles are kind of questionable, but it's about the same ballpark. You'll have a more reliable time with this vehicle than something of a difficult vehicle like this thing. This is a weird vehicle to play. It has less DPM in siege mode, but better DPM in mobile mode. So this is a weird tank destroyer to play. This is more traditional, but okay, accuracy on this gun is also not the greatest when I played this thing. So yeah, when you're playing this vehicle, more comfortable of a play style in retrospect. But let's take a look at equipments. So practically rammer, that's an obvious given. It's assault tank destroyer. So what the hell did they put a 𝗕𝗣𝟮🟮 picture there? What the hell? Alright. Oh, that's the 𝗕𝗣𝟮🟮 in the picture. But you want a rammer for this vehicle, so assault tier 9 tank destroyers. Oh, I put this thing on. There's no currently assault tank destroyers. Alright, let's just redo everything. Jeez. Assault tank destroyers of tier 9. So Doom Turtle, Yak Tiger, Object 263. Yep, more like these vehicles, but lower plate is more of a weak spot. So only 80mm of armor. I wouldn't recommend improved hardening. Improved hardening is better for more aggressive assault heavy tanks or tank destroyers. You get your tracks blown off. This will fully repair your track health once it's fully repaired, but it only applies to stuff like Doom Turtles or the Tortoise to have that spot. But yeah, this thing is more focused on view range than actually surviving. So yeah, a little bit less aggressive with this vehicle than the Doom Turtle or the Tortoise, but Yeah, for the 𝗕𝗣, you don't really expect it to be that aggressive compared to a tortoise. So this thing is more like a sniper, assault, quote unquote, tank destroyer. But for the equipments, I would suggest about the same as the 𝗕𝗣. Rammer, vents, and optics. You could swap the vents for a turbocharger to make it go a little bit faster, but yeah, it is about the DPM. Unfortunately, there's no equipment to give you more ammo, so that is the downside. But yeah, you could put improved aiming to help out the accuracy, so swap the vents out for improved aiming. That's not a bad choice. Aim time's already very quick, you don't need that. You could have improved hardening, but like I said, 80mm of side armor is not that great for side scraping and get your tracks blown off, so not that reliable. You cannot just side scrape all the time like with the IS-4 and take the hits, or even with the Doom Turtle or the Tortoise. So play a little bit more passively with this vehicle, so play it from the back. But field mods, first one is obvious choice, better effective traverse for the hull for better terrain resistance, so, and track durability too, so always choose this one. Red herring for the second one. Second one's garbage, don't even think about it. Accuracy or aim time, it's already very quick to aim, so better accuracy. Buff up the accuracy a little bit. Yeah, very quick aim time, buff the accuracy. View range or camo after firing. Camo after firing is already crap, go with better view range. It's only 3% after firing camo, that's nothing. And your rapid firing gun, you will be spotted, so utilize the armor. You have camo, but it's after firing camo, it's not before, so better view range. And finally, vehicle hit points, that doesn't matter, and reload time. So it's more about the crew protection from injury than actually the vehicle hit points. Hit points is not even 100 difference, it's only 90 difference, so it's more or less about crew protection from injuries than actual reload time. Reload time, you get about 200 more DPM or so, so not the craziest, but yeah, I would say better crew protection. So let's configure this vehicle. But field mods, first one, obvious choice, not a question. Accuracy 0.37, a little bit more respectable, but 1.7 is already quick enough, that's fine. View range, okay. And health, it's only 40 more health compared to the base, so 70 health difference between the two. So DPM is only 180 difference. I would rather have 20% better protection from injuries than like 100 more DPM. So you don't have that much shell to go through. Might as well have better protection for your crew from artillery shells and such things. But originally I rated this vehicle at, back in February of 2013, rated it at 7.75. It's not a 7. I mean, originally I thought the turret armor, the hull armor was good. It plays like a freaking Chrysler K, and probably I was biased because of the Chrysler K. So I didn't even have a freaking stat breakdown. Oh god, what a noob. Okay. Did not do that originally, but yeah, originally the health seems kind of low, right? Originally it's only 1600 health. What the hell? It's even less than the 1700. Oh no. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. How much health? I thought it was 1900 baseline. 300 less health. Holy crap. So yeah, the health is not that great. 1600 health seems kind of crap. It has a little bit better DPM though originally, but they buffed the DPM, then nerfed it. Rigmarole. They buffed the camo, but accuracy is still kind of if. Buffed it, but still kind of if. Yeah, 7.75 for this thing? No way. Right now it's more or less like a 6. It's decent. 6.5 on a good day, but not a 7.75. Not even. I was so biased. It's a lot better than this thing. It's a lot better than this. This is average. This is peak averageness of 5 out of 10 at best. But this vehicle, it costs more in tokens, but on paper and maybe on the battlefield will play a lot better than the Czech heavy tank. So I'll give it like a 6.25, 6.5 or so, but it's more or less reliable, less of a learning curve than something of a 𝗕𝗣 07HK. Where the hell is that thing? So special tier 9s. Yeah, special. This thing is weird. This is a weird tank destroyer to get from Battle Pass. It takes lots of getting used to playing with this style. Like half of a siege mode, half of a not a siege mode. It's weird and tinkering about. So this vehicle is more or less traditional, like a heavy tank. So I don't think you'll get that frustrated playing with this vehicle than with something of a this or possibly even this for a tank destroyer player. For a heavy tank player, obviously get this thing. This is more like the best heavy tank, one of the best heavy tank for Battle Pass, as well as this thing. So old and reliable. But if you want to get 2 new tier 9s from Battle Pass this year, you have to buy 1 chapter of 1 season of Battle Pass or Improved Pass for 2,500 gold to get both vehicles. Otherwise, you can only get 1. So 48 tokens total, 45 for a free-to-play player. You get 1 chapter for 3 extra tokens, and therefore you can get both vehicles. But for now, yeah, it's a better choice than the 𝗕𝗣𝟮𝟬𝟮, no question. So there you go, folks. A quick formality on the vehicles. I mean, technically we already know about it, but sometimes they could micro-patch the buffs before the vehicles gets released. So that happened with last year, I believe. Last year there was a slight buff or change. Was it? Last year was this and this, but there was a change to this cost less than this thing. So there was a change to the 𝗕𝗣𝟮𝟬𝟮-2. They buffed it, but this was, you can get this from like, yeah, middle of the second season, whereas compared to this, it's a little less likely to get this vehicle unless you reach like 3rd season of last year's Battle Pass. It's weird, but well, there you go, folks. TS60, a quick formality on a recap, but yeah, get this vehicle over to 𝗕𝗣𝟮𝟬𝟮 or get both by spending 2,500 gold. It's up to you, but if you don't have the original ones, the previous Battle Pass vehicle, AE Phase 1 is not a bad choice, as well as the Object 777 version number 2, and maybe I have fun with the 𝗕𝗣𝟮𝟬𝟮-2. It's not great. It's like a fat medium tank than actually heavy. The hull armor is crap, but it's mostly about the turret. Stolen from the Polish. So as always, thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.